It's tempting to buy the other thing, a praxis kit.
Что за хуйня?
English, please.
I'll be on my way. Then get lost. You waste my time.
I could buy a praxis kit, but I have 5 left over here, and yeah, 5 points left over here, and yeah, I don't really need it. Haven't been having any issue with concussions. Civilian settings defib. Medical settings, military. Okay, let's get these. Actually, let's hold on. I might be able to get the other dogs soon. There's always shit in these places, but it's always awkward to try and get it.
You think you're better than me?
Yes. The machine god. The machine god has reached out across the empty vastness looking for his people, the poor, the mistreated, those society had cast aside. Truly, we live in a society. And why were these people shunned? Because they were looked different, because they had been injured, often while protecting very same people who now turned them away. These persecutors were willing, eager to see them as nothing more than damaged goods unfit for this world. They were not completely wrong, because the augmented people were different. They are the chosen. The machine god whispers in their ears. He tells them of the next step in evolution. Invites them to leave the filtered world behind and descend to the singularity, or will become one of the chosen children.
Что?
Oh yes, expressing how truly superior you are by bombing the shit out of everyone else. Truly, truly a wise act. Actually, I don't think I really need to stop that.
Anomaly detected.
Never mind.
Trace program initiated. Access denied.
Okay, let's continue looting. This place must reek. Ah, he holds down the trigger on the right hand side. Or button. From Joseph Severin to Eric Simmons. Excommunicated. Eric, is it true? Tried to access the CC computer, but I couldn't log on. I'm being told that I'm no longer welcome to church. My mother was upset when I spoke with her about my concerns, but excommunication, I'm speechless. I'm not simply having Christ as fate, for heaven's sake. She accused me of kowtowing to the doubts of Fleshford, but I still believe. She's my wife completely, so that you'd see that. So I could help you build what we need. I'm 100% committed to the Mother and the Ascension, but something literally didn't add up when I reviewed my latest calculations. She must understand this isn't something we can just hope goes well. That is truly showing me I made some mistake somewhere that I need a little more time to be sure since we'll go ahead without something dreadful happening to our brothers and sisters. Please give me some news. The user of this email address has blocked all incoming messages from your IP. Eric, I know you're reading these. I was wrong. I can see that now. Why is everyone ignoring me and shutting me out? I just want everyone to be right. I overreacted with my preemptive checks. Mother was probably right, but it was more of a crisis of science and faith, Eric. It was just my head is playing tricks on me. It's certainly clearer to me now than ever. Of course it'll work. I don't know why I was questioning it. If code self-regulates itself for a long enough period across all procedures, it may have just been inventing ghosts in the data, or there are none. I just need a few hours to run some preliminaries and maybe spin the collector's cores to half power. If it stays within the range and doesn't exceed critical dissonance or vibrations, we can go ahead as soon as Mother wishes. Just please let me come back and leave with my brothers and sisters. I can only imagine how wonderful it will be when we're one with everything. I hope to hear from you soon, Joseph. I thought this connection was the way of the astronauts, not the children of machine god. I don't understand. This was supposed to work. Cut off my arms for the church, amputated myself from flesh forward so I could build for her, for Mother. I never meant to disrupt her trust in my faith. She said she needed me, and I did believe. I really did. I think it's time for me to get out of Prague. You need not worry about blocking my messages, Eric. I won't be sending any more, when we find what you seek.
You don't look like a troll.
Not.
No need to segregate us. All they have to do is cut off our supply.
Works wonders. Absent and a newspaper. Secret. And I just have it blatantly open. Read that before. Sad music. Palnai Bank expands the face on beyond Prague. The Palnai Bank Corporation has unveiled plans to expand its holdings in the Czech Republic. We're doubling the number of technical and administrative jobs locally, said Palnai CEO Ashani Talwar, while building new data storage in four cities: Ostrava, Olomouc, Zilin, and Kladno. I'm saying those all wrong, I'm sure. I expect it to top the list. Headquartered in Prague, the Palnai Bank Corporation is the largest and most prestigious secure corporate archiving company in the world, catering to mega corporations and the wealthy. It uses cutting-edge physical and digital security measures, including next-generation firewalls, state-of-the-art encryption, proprietary biometric password encoding, and more. This was the bank's first major expansion since the Og incident, second since 2025, when automated fences inside a storage facility killed an engineer. Her death drew international attention. It was proven she'd been trying to access a client's accounts. First Life stocks, already down 6% from last quarter, continue to perform poorly as investors take note of declining neuropathy sales. CEO Bob Page assures shareholders not to worry, though, since cutting-edge research into infectious diseases and genome-based cures should turn a profit very soon. A book about learning to let it go. Dove on it seems familiar. Oh, and Jensen's still doing watch repair. Though that's painted on. Yes, evaporation. Someone's meant to happen here. But I guess maybe it doesn't happen yet. This is open. Did I open it? Perhaps. Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, I did. Wonder why or how they got caught. The people above there. Actually, wasn't she being extra daring and aggressive in her trafficking of stuff? Only 15%.
Access granted.
Yep. You will soon have your god, and you will make it with your own hands. Rise up. There's meant to be.
Mám strach z toho, co bude. Začíná to tady být dost napjatý. Musím se dostat někam do bezpečí.
There's meant to be a hit squad somewhere nearby. Maybe it doesn't happen yet. Or maybe I'm in the wrong world. Huh.
Are you a journalist?
No, but she was. And she had enemies.
I hear there's been a series of these.
Tabloids write that shit to sell copies. No, this was political. It's always political.
At least pretend to look.
It was just a matter of time before they got her.
Before who got her?
She's that journalist. The one writing all those things about you know who.
You'll have to fill me in.
Radko Maximilian Perry? The local anti-Aug politician? That's Angela Gunn lying there. She's the one that's been writing about him. There was a
Guess
threat
she's
of a
under the gun,
scandal and
too.
everything. Coincidence?
Important for the evidence in situations like this. You can't just accuse people left and right.
It's important to follow the evidence in situations like this. You can't just accuse people left and right.
I gave you evidence. I told you. The articles.
Right. Other than that, is there anything else that makes you think this politician might be responsible?
Damn right there is. Fucker towed my car once. When he was municipal transport minister.
And?
I see.
I hate that guy so much.
Did you actually see anything?
I just got here. So I see what you see. A dead, augmented journalist.
Thanks.
Can't trust anyone.
Gruesome, isn't it?
I'm going to share
can't
this on
look
Twitter
away.
for views.
Keep giving you updates every
Saw
2
something.
minutes.
You have to tell us.
know what's going on here?
Oh, whoops.
She won't talk to the police. I give up.
Can I
I'm
help?
not Montag. I don't need your help.
Montag?
Go play somewhere else.
We can't let them get away with this.
Nice ponytail. Braid.
I recognize you. We're neighbors. I've seen you in our building. You're very difficult to miss. By chance, did someone send you to investigate?
No, no one sent me. What happened here?
It's horrible. An augmented woman was killed, just outside of where we live. She looks like she was my age. It's so sad that nothing will be done about this. Orc victims are not high on the list of police priorities. To them, it's like a dog lying in the street. You're not a cop, are you?
I was a cop once. Old habits die hard.
In America?
Yeah, Detroit. It was a long time ago.
I bet you have a lot of experience.
Then it was
used to
blown
this
up
sort of
and
thing.
rebuilt.
What about you? What's your interest in all this? Morbid curiosity?
God, no. I want nothing more than to go home. Detective Montag, he's making me stay. He thinks I saw something.
Did you see something?
Maybe. I think I would rather not say, to be honest. Because if I had seen something, and if I started talking about it, wouldn't that put me in danger?
I may not think much of the police here, but I may not think much of them either. But that doesn't mean you should hold back evidence.
It's natural to be scared.
Then you understand. I don't want to get involved if I don't have to.
Sure, I understand. You don't know anyone here. But there's a chance this could happen again. The more you're willing to cooperate with the police, the better the odds of catching whoever's responsible.
I know. It's just that I don't trust the police. I would feel safer with someone like you. You have more reason to be invested in this than they do. You're augmented, like the victim was. And you look like you could actually protect me.
It's not my case.
But maybe you could help. Please, neighbor. Talk to Detective Montag. At least see how it's going. Make sure he doesn't think he's on vacation just because the victim is an Og.
I'll talk to the officer in charge and see where he is with the investigation. If I can help him, I will.
Thank you. Suppose I end up remembering something later. Is there a way for me to contact you?
You planning to run off on me already?
The first chance I get. There are times for standing in the cold, but this isn't one of them. I just want to go home, bolt the door, and never come out again. Of course, I will wait for Detective Montag to say it's okay first. And I'll still try to answer whatever questions you may have.
I can give you access to my info link. You should feel free to use it if you have to.
Thank you, neighbor. Talk to you about what happened.
How come she talks to him and not to me?
I seem competent.
If it wasn't for Johnny, I might have pegged you for this.
Johnny?
Give it a rest.
So, Daria was actually talking to you, huh? I could barely get 2 words out of her. What did she say? Did she see anything?
You mean your witness over there? She's not sure yet.
How can she not be sure? Either she saw something or she didn't.
She's scared. She thinks she might be in danger. I told her she'll be fine and that whoever did this would be caught. I'd like to believe that's true.
Sure, so would I. But as you can see, the victim was like you, augmented. That makes things a little more complicated, eh? Being a cop in this city, it's not always about doing the right thing, or about doing things the right way.
I was a cop for 12 years. I know about getting bad orders. The difference between doing what you're told and what you know is right. That's what caused Jensen to leave the force. I give the cops too much credit here. From what I've seen, it's never about doing the right thing. There's no reason for this should be complicated. Someone gets killed and you find the killer. What victim was an AUG has nothing to do with it.
I was a cop for 12 years. I know all about getting bad orders. The difference between what you're told to do and what you know is right.
Tell me about it. So, how did you reconcile yourself with those kinds of orders?
I quit.
I'm 2 months away from the beach. I'm not quitting. But I respect your idealism.
It was a long time ago. I work for Interpol now.
Interpol, huh? Listen, off the record, I've been told to forgo any unnecessary investigation. I want you to know, it's not my idea of how things should be done.
Who told you to forego the investigation?
Men who spend more time making policies than arrests. They want the victim's husband, Johnny Gunn, ex-PMC operative.
Ah.
Heavily augmented.
Alright. So if you're not comfortable with this, if you know things aren't being handled the way they should, why not do something about it?
I thought I just did. Just because my hands are tied doesn't mean Interpol can't conduct a parallel investigation. Crime scene's right over there, and Johnny lives just a couple of blocks from here.
I never said I was going to work your case for you.
Sure you did. Isn't that more or less the promise you made your little friend over there? She won't talk to a cop because she doesn't trust us. Smart girl. Look, my orders are to arrest the husband. You take a look around. Get to Johnny before my guys do. Who knows? Maybe we'll actually learn something.
I'll let you know what I find.
You I like.
Careful of the evidence.
Interpol. Who do they think they are?
The murder victim's press ID card, and Andrew Gunn was a reporter.
I think we
Found something.
Away from the crimes.
There are cutting marks above Andrew Gunn's arm. Looks like she had an augment that was forcibly removed.
Would you piss off to pull this duty?
The bruises on Andrew Gunn's neck are recent. Looks like the killer strangled her and left a partial fingerprint.
Give it a rest, huh?
There's a piece of broken needle sticking out of Andrew Gunn's right shoulder.
Just because Montag trusts it doesn't mean I do.
Fragment found in Andrew Gunn's body. Looks like it came from an EMP. Used primarily to disable electronics for people who rely on augments.
Best to be careful.
Broken glasses. Looks like a part of a pair of broken glasses.
Away from the crimes.
Augment. A ripped out augment. Whoever did this didn't seem too keen to keep it for themselves. Just wanted separated from the body. 750 XP just for that.
Shoot any og we see.
Yeah, thought as much.
Again, like he is a guy. Like he isn't necessarily corrupt. He's just working within a corrupt system and isn't really doing much about it. But at the same time, you know, at the very least, you know, he isn't outright corrupt himself, and you know,
they love to
toss
tear
the,
us apart.
It's your turn to buy the gun.
you know, toss the case our way because he actually wants to see it done right. You know. This is Montag. That name sounds familiar.
Enjoying yourself, detective.
Alright, I have some questions about the murder.
Before we go any further with this, I need you to know something about Johnny Gunn. He's not a good man. I may not like how my bosses are targeting him, but that doesn't mean he's innocent. So, you know, just make sure you're here for the right reasons.
Why else would I be here?
I don't want this to turn into some kind of crusade. Bad men do bad things. In a perfect world, we arrest them for the right reasons, but, well, the world's not always perfect.
You only arrest the victim's husband if the evidence tells you to, right? It's not enough that he's an og and your bosses want him to go down. People hold a hell of a grudge against the Ogs ever since the incident.
You'll only arrest the victim's husband if the evidence tells you to, right? It's not enough that he's an og, and that your bosses want him to go down.
I'll hold my guys off for as long as I can. But unless you can prove someone else killed Angela, or at the very least that Johnny didn't, I don't have much choice. That's why I'm trusting you to talk to him. Give me your honest opinion on what happened here.
Yeah. Why are you trusting me exactly?
Because you gave me the impression of being qualified. Because I'm big enough to admit that maybe I can use the help, and between you and me, because the thought of confronting a man like Johnny Gunn scares the shit out of me.
How long have you been a cop?
Too long. And of all the ways to go out, eh?
What do you mean?
I mean being assigned a case like this. It's HQ's little joke before sending me off to retirement. Oh, but don't worry about me, eh? I'm a survivor. I can make it through this.
This case is a joke to you?
I didn't say that. I said it's a joke to HQ. They know I haven't left my desk in years. But that doesn't mean I'm not qualified. Just a little rusty.
Assigning a desk jockey to a case just out. Seems from the sounds of it suddenly. Seems like they're hoping that not only will he just buckle under pressure and the like, but any actual, rust or roughly incompetence will, hamper the true investigation. Huh. They're really stacking up the things against the case.
People hold a hell of a grudge against Augs, ever since the incident.
Yes, and?
Well, good thing the cops here are such professionals. Part of being a police officer is treating everyone the same, right? Aug or no Aug.
It's not that simple, and you know it. A police force isn't some abstract ideal of what justice and law should be. It's an instrument of those in power. A reflection of the society it protects.
I haven't been seeing a whole lot of protection out there.
Well, that depends who you ask.
Again, we live in a society.
I'm here because I don't like the idea of someone killing people right outside my window. Maybe he's out there right now, targeting that poor witness.
She's still there.
Or maybe he's just looking for any chance to do it again.
Fair enough, Mr. Interpol.
Do you know if the victim had any enemies?
I know she and Johnny didn't get along. Other than that, I really couldn't tell you.
Tell me about the victim's husband, Johnny.
He used to work for a private military company, Bell Tower. He's been arrested for all sorts of things in the past. Now don't get me wrong, I believe in evidence. But I also believe in playing the odds. 9 times out of 10, the husband did it.
Or the
Why are
butler.
your superiors so eager to pin Johnny for murder? It's gotta be more than just not liking the guy.
Standard policy for guys like Johnny. The way they see it, you send a man like him into Golem City, and he's liable to go off the grid, end up with Ark or God knows who. He becomes 10 times more trouble than he's worth. But if they can charge him with something big, something like murder, well, suddenly he's no trouble at all.
Apparently the victim was mixed up in some kind of political scandal with a man named Radko Perry.
Hey, not the first time a politician and a journalist didn't get along.
So you don't think he's worth talking to?
Radko Perry? A murderer? I don't think so. Worst he can do to someone is get their car towed.
Good thing I don't have a car. Where can I find this guy?
Radko runs his campaign out of an old print shop not far from here. You want to brighten up his day? Be my guest. But that's all you'll be doing by telling him his rival is dead.
Were you able to get anything out of the witness? Sounded like she might have seen something.
Who? Little Miss Mousy? I was under the impression Daria was your domain. Apparently, I'm not good enough to talk to.
Did the killer leave anything behind? Does anything strike you as odd?
I don't know. It's a murder, you know? Doesn't matter if you look at it sideways or upside down. It's never going to look normal.
I found a broken needle stuck in the victim's shoulder. The killer might have drugged Angela before killing her.
Maybe, but keep in mind she was an Aug. Don't you all have to shoot up that new pause shit? Let's go for the obvious before jumping to any wild conclusions.
That's not necessarily the obvious. Why would she be randomly jabbing that into herself in the middle of an alley? She's around here. Did she happen to live here? I don't think so. We've prowled around here enough. But it seems more likely he used a trank. Tranks are a common enough thing. Then again, why would they use the EMP and the trank? Lead off with the EMP, hit her with the trank.
I'm assuming you know her augments were harvested. The marks on her body make it seem like the killer knew exactly what he was doing, knew exactly what he wanted.
The way you said that just now.
What about it?
the way you described the Og removal. And before, you mentioned a broken needle in the right shoulder.
That's right.
It reminds me, you know. There was this cop, Smolinski. He used to work in this neighborhood. He had this theory about a copycat. Someone acting just like a dead killer named, Svobotka.
You think there's a connection to another case?
I don't know yet. But I remember him mentioning something about needles and Og removal. Smolinski died in the police station bombing. Whatever files he had would have been moved into temp storage, across the street from the bombed-out station. Who knows? Maybe it's nothing.
Definitely have to look into it.
I found a print on Angela's neck, next to the contusion marks. It's a partial, so I don't think we can match it to anything. But at least we know the killer left something, and that she was strangled.
Huh. A fingerprint. I must have missed that one. This is exactly the kind of evidence I'm talking about. No way Johnny could squirm his way out of something like that. If only we could link it to him.
So it might be him.
Anything I should know about the scene? Anything jump out at you?
The dismembered body jumps out at me. Keep in mind, I've been behind a desk for the last 12 years. It all jumps out at me.
Curious if he ever. He said. Okay, he's been behind the desk as long as Jensen was a cop. Wonder when the last time he actually, worked the beat. It's not the phrasing. When was the last time he was actually out, not just doing paperwork. Well, not when, but actually, really, my question is: has he ever? That's really where my question is right now. Has he ever done it? Because I know at this rate, I'm just kind of starting to think that maybe he was inherently behind the desk.
I found what looks like a grenade fragment. EMP by the looks of it. The killer might have used this to incapacitate her.
Interesting. Johnny wouldn't need an EMP to take down his wife. Riot police use EMPs to re-establish public order around here. With all the Og riots, anti-Og riots, it wouldn't surprise me if that's all it was. Still, interesting.
I found this piece of glass near the body. A pair of broken glasses, maybe?
I don't know what to tell you. We're in the back alley of a major city. There's bound to be broken glass.
But there is frame to it.
I found this press ID on the victim.
Right, she was a journalist. Hence the scandal with Radko Perry. I still don't consider that proof of anything.
Just adding to the dossier.
I want to help you with this case. To do that, I need a rundown of what you know already.
Help me, huh? You mean, like being my subordinate?
I mean like making sure we catch whoever's responsible.
Right. Well, I have a dead body, Angela Gunn. I have bureaucratic pressure to arrest the augmented husband, Johnny Gunn. I have a crime scene, and I have you.
Alright.
I have what I need for now. I should go.
Don't forget to question Daria. I don't want to keep her here forever.
Alright, I'm gonna call this here. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed, and I sincerely hope you join me again soon.
Stop! Who do they think they are?
Sorry. Ooh, vent.
Got nothing else to say.
I did not notice here. Multi-tool. Ah, it breaks right into the alley there. Don't necessarily want to do that with the cops, but we'll do it just for the sake of it. Okay, here's the other way into it. So, anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and since there isn't anything else here, is there? No. Still, we're all coming in here, free multi-tool. But anyway, I sincerely hope you enjoyed this, and I sincerely hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you would like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. That is what it's kind of there for. But do keep in mind the backlog. As you will have seen, I'm recording this on the 21st of the 12th, 2019 at... Fuck, it's an hour later than I thought. An hour and a half later than I wanted it to be. But at 26 minutes past 5 in the morning. That bit's less relevant, but still, it's 2019. I'm not entirely sure when this is coming out, but there will be a fair delay between its release and its recording. So, do please keep that in mind. Basically what I'm saying is if you leave me a hint or whatnot, it probably won't be too relevant. Still, if it's something interesting enough, I may come back and just to see it. Or, you know, who knows, it's always possible I might do another playthrough sometime in the future. Where, you know, I'm more liberal with the special logs. But anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I sincerely hope you join me again soon. If there's anything you'd like to tell me, please let me know. But till then, love and peace, baby. Also, you know, even if I don't end up using it, who knows? Maybe it'll be beneficial to someone else. Maybe someone else will learn a nice little trick for the game. And, you know, that's still an upside, I guess. Not helping each other out, But till then, I sincerely hope you enjoyed this. Love and peace, baby.